I have had a jock for 3 years now, and it started as a sophomore. I had her in intermediate drawing, and she did this really beautiful portrait of her friend. And I don't think she thought it was anything special, but I entered it into a show in St. Joe, and it won first place. And I think that made her realize, oh, I am good. My art is worthy. And so it kind of tied into her self-worth and brought a positive way of her to think about herself.
I'm confident when I come up with an idea. Like I've had ideas, but imagining them in front of my face, I couldn't have come up with that by myself.
The following fall, I had her in fibers class, and we did a batik project where she just blew everyone out of the water. She took it to the next level, and she kind of fell in love with it. But during that batik project, she was going through a hard time in her life, emotionally. Things were happening at home, the pressure to get a job and to balance schoolwork and life and social work and social school was a struggle. And there were a lot of times when she would come in and I could see it in her face. She was just shut down emotionally. There have been lots of times when a jock has just literally cried on my shoulder, physically hurting or emotionally hurting, because she just needed someone to listen to her.
It's the questions. She asks things that I don't have ever thought about or I should be thinking about. And I don't think I've had a teacher do that before.
She is unique in that she's let her art help her find her voice. And by that I mean, it started with the drawing. Oh, I'm good at art. I built this self-confidence in art. Then what do I want to say with my art? And when she was going through that hard time of, just struggling emotionally, academically, just trying to figure out balance of life, she just poured everything into, all of her frustrations into those projects. And you could see at the end, like the relief that came with, okay, I finished that. At least I accomplished this. I am good at art, and no matter what else happens in other subject matter, I can come back to this. She also decided, I think early on, I want to be a businesswoman. I want to help other women succeed in life. And I think that's the bigger picture of her.
There's this event that happens every year. It didn't happen this year, but it's called South Sudan Unite, where a bunch of different people with different professions come together from South Sudan. So there was like businessmen and like athletes and artists and fashion designers, and I was like, I want to be a part of this. So that's probably when I knew I was going to do something with my culture when it came to my art, and that I wanted it to show through my art.
She's such a cool kid, and it's so cool to see the struggles turn into something positive and physically tangible. Like, you made this dress because you wanted to show the world that you could do it. You did it, and you did it beautifully. Instead
of just making a regular prom dress, she said, what about something like original from your cultures? And so I started doing a lot of research into different dresses from where I come from, and I try to show the modernization of like the different Sudanese or West African dresses. She made a whole mock dress out of a bed sheet before she even made the final one. She made all the fabric to go with it. So this has been a huge process. She didn't have to do any of that. She would have gotten an A in the class with just making a little thing to begin with, but to see her like really take off and put everything, her heart and soul into this is really cool. I know there was this moment when we had to like buy fabric, and she's like, get it. And I'm like, but how much, get it all. And I think it was like she made me discover the sky, or the sky's the limit.